So I've just woken up and I have to ask the question, when will this end? Just so painful. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and opinions on what we should be expecting next for Cardano, ADA, and the rest of the crypto market. Lots of people talking about doom and gloom with a big, probably the biggest recession in history about to hit. Warren Buffett, obviously, in cash. There's a lot to delve into. I'll give you my thoughts, my opinions on what happens next. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm losing my voice already. And yeah, let's waste no more time. Let's go. So we're going to start here on coin market cap, and Bitcoin has fallen to 107,351.74, down 2.90% at the time of recording, with the full crypto market for all of crypto down 3.49% to $3.59 trillion. Cardano ADA at 57 cent 18, down 7.10%. But if you actually look for the month, we're down 33.23% in the last 30 or so days. So what does this really mean for the space? Well, we've been talking about volatility, and yeah, look, I think the market is spooked, not just crypto, stocks as well. Lots of talk about an AI boom and bust scenario, like a bubble popping. And look, this could have a real big cascade effect as it scares people out of all of these different stocks. Banks have been borrowing more funds, from the central bank, particularly over in the US. Again, obviously scaring people. Again, like, I don't think there's anything to worry about too much right now when it comes to the US banking system. Just borrowing a little bit more. This is like common, really, like over a period of time. But the talk of stocks crashing, a recession coming, cost of living going up, I think that is on the horizon. I think that it is coming, but I don't think it is just yet. Obviously, we've got gold at all-time highs, or close to all-time highs. And, banks are buying more gold than ever. Matter of fact, they're actually advising, their high net worth individuals, and clients to also buy gold, stating things like they're exposed to gold, and they need to have more, skin in the game, I guess, when it comes to gold. But what tends to happen is once that, becomes oversold and, that chatter sort of subsides, a lot of that is going to go into crypto. So it's going to be really interesting. I still think that we've got the biggest bull run in crypto history ahead of us. I think we're very, very close. This is, for me, the final shakeout. And I know that people are saying this a lot, but I think that we've got one really big push to the upside. History would, indicate that. I think the spot ETFs for altcoins is going to be a big, reason why we're going to see that, catalyst to the upside. But look, time will tell. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nothing's guaranteed in crypto. You do risk losing all of your money if you invest in crypto. So, just be mindful of that. Do, contact a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. So let's get into the news for Cardano then. Cardano passes AWS decentralization test. Experts predict massive ADA price breakout ahead. Lots of people talking about a $1 to $1.50 and even up to $1.80 for Cardano ADA. This again is really positive stuff. And ultimately, Cardano is on track from a fundamental viewpoint to do really well this bull market. We are just waiting for all the stars to align and for the market to really take off and do really, really well. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. It might take some time as well. So just be mindful of that. We've also got another article here talking about Cardano's $2 price target may be conservative, but obviously, focusing on, I guess a paid ad for another altcoin. Yeah, I wouldn't go near that one. But talking about $2, I think $2 is very much achievable. I do think that is a conservative estimate. If the money printer comes on, like I expect will happen. The Fed have also hinted at, QE, and ultimately, I do think that we will have a lot of, trying to think of the word, liquidity, pumped into the market. You can see from these charts where a lot of people are saying move to the upside is coming. Now they're also saying that we want Cardano to stay above the 60 cent mark, right? The support, it's broke down, right? It's at 57 cent 17. Again, I'm not too concerned about that. Time will tell whether I should or shouldn't have been, but ultimately, I'm excited about what we should be expecting, moving forward. Don't forget, you can stake your Cardano ADA to the Cheeky Crypto stake pool. The ticker is Cheek, CHEEK. You can see that at the top of the screen there. We have 1,476 community members that are delegating to us. Really appreciate that. We've got 7.4 million ADA delegated to us. You can make staking rewards every 5 days. By staking to the pool. You can see all of the details on the stake pool. In the description of the video, there's a website link to all of the historical information about our stake pool. Obviously, contact a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. When it comes to staking, the rewards aren't guaranteed, obviously. Have to kind of say that in regards to whichever pool you decide to stake with. It is a lottery system, so some weeks or some epochs, so every 5 days, are more, you get more rewards than other weeks because it's on a lottery system. So just be mindful of that. And when I say lottery system, like, you're not guaranteed to get 10 or 20 blocks minted, for example, each month or each epoch. You could maybe get two one week, and you might get 4 another week, and you might get 10 or 15 another. So the rewards do vary. So check out the link in the description of the video. It goes through all the details for the stake pool. X402 is coming to Cardano, and Charles Hoskinson believes it's a big deal for the network. This is all to do with being able to really make a shift when it comes to technology. The comment comes after the announcement revealing the first X402 proof of concept meme coin mint on the network. The milestone demonstrates how new payment standards could change blockchain automation and AI-driven transactions. So more AI-driven transactions on the Cardano ecosystem. I have mentioned before, I do think that Cardano has the ability to be the AI blockchain of the future, but time will tell whether that's, me just plucking buzzwords out of the air or not. Bitcoin price falls below $108,000 as crypto market slumps. Dogecoin and Cardano down over 25% this month. Again, it's actually fallen a little bit more since this article was written a few hours ago. The crypto market is seeing a major shakeup as Bitcoin tumbles below $108,000, and other top altcoins follow suit. Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, nearly every major cryptocurrency is in red. Analysts believe this dip could be a healthy pause before the next big rally. And that's kind of where I'm putting my money. I think that these dips are for buying, not financial advice, just my opinion. Do your own research, never invest more than you're willing to lose, and seek professional financial advisor support before making any decisions. If I can get my words out, I am not a financial advisor. So Cardano price predictions: whales accumulate as ADA eyes break out from the 60 cent support zone. This is a 60 cent support that I was talking about. Smart money is accumulating. This feels like an accumulation phase for Cardano ADA before a move up. We've seen this throughout history. Again, it's kind of where I'm placing my bets, my money. Not to suggest that you should do the same, but that is what I'm doing. We got Unity nodes. I do rate Unity nodes. Definitely go check them out. Anybody can earn rewards directly from their mobile phone by using Unity. Unity verification calls made through the Unity app installed on your mobile phone strengthens the network. And this is basically, checking for faults on the global telecom, systems. So one Unity node gets you 200 licenses. You get some staked minutes network tokens, world mobile tokens, they're locked for 24 months. And you can earn up to $19,200 if you're actively using the 200 licenses. Obviously, these rewards depend and can vary. They depend on the network performance, market conditions, and operator activity, just so you're aware. But definitely join our free educational Discord to find out more about that. And again, look, I want to talk about where we are, right? There's some really big adoption when it comes to blockchain technology, right? And we don't necessarily even have to focus on one particular altcoin, right? Exclusive. Mastercard poised to acquire crypto startup Zero Hash for nearly $2 billion, according to sources. This doesn't, scream the crypto is in lots of trouble. I think economics wise, we're expecting big crashes in a number of different financial services. So look, the landscape isn't healthy. It's very bizarre, and Trump is unpredictable with some of the things that he's doing, and ultimately this is having a big impact on markets. But I am really, I guess I've got a lot of conviction that we are about to see some really big movements. This kind of feels a little bit like 2020 when we had all the doom and gloom with the virus and everything that was going around, and then we saw massive moves to the upside. Kind of feel this is different, but feels very similar. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Lots of people were shook out. They were running for the hills. They were in fear, and I kind of feel like that's how people feel right now. They feel tired of it. I feel tired. I mean, I woke up to Cardano um, down, over 30% for the month, right? Like 33% for the month. I look at the rest of the market down 3.49% for total market cap. I look at Bitcoin at $107,440. But if we look at Bitcoin, for example, I mean, I bought Bitcoin at just over $15,000, right? Like, if we actually look, you know, where it is, I mean, 2018, like in 2018 at $3,497, would you have thought you would be fearful at $107,000? Probably not. And even if we go back to say 2022, where are we? Like, trying to find where I actually bought it. Maybe it was it 2021? I can't even remember when I bought it. Somewhere around here, I think. Maybe a little bit lower. But look, the point is we're in fear, but the markets are still, significantly higher than where they were when we, most of us invested. So look, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I've been rambling a lot in this video. Sorry, I can't get all my words out. It's been, a very busy time my side. So yeah, look, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I'm excited for what comes next, but also feeling a little bit, fed up with, the sideways movements and the lack of, movements to meet my expectations. So I'm feeling, just like you at home, right? And for me, this is just a big indicator that we're closer than we've ever been to what my expectations are. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. Be careful, never invest more than you're willing to lose. I really want people to be successful. I want people to change their lives. And, you can only really do that by doing your own research, never invest in more than you're willing to lose. Yeah, I think those are like the basic things. Speak to a financial advisor, only, focus on, projects that you feel, you've got full conviction on. So if the markets do crash, you still believe in those projects. It's more of a economic situation issue, rather than an issue with the actual project itself. And don't get me wrong, like all these projects, have got development to do. None of them are completely 100% where they need to be. So has Cardano got issues? Yeah, DeFi should be performing way better. Has Solana got issues? Yeah, like they've got loads of issues. How much of the transaction volume is actually real transactional volume, and how much of it is just snipers and bots and AI? Like, there's different problems across different chains. Obviously, I'm just picking on a few, but you got to be so careful because you just don't know what's around the corner, particularly with regulations. And yeah, the macro is just, yeah, it's it's interesting. I enjoy it, but ultimately feeling exhausted from what this market has been doing over the past few months, and I'm sure that you guys all kind of feel very similar. Let me know in the comments below. Join us in the free educational Discord. Have more meaningful conversations with us there, and I will catch you in the next one.